A good Thursday morning. I'm Ryan Cody. Thanks for joining us for this breaking news edition on Facebook Live. The Arizona Department of Health Services has just now released new numbers on the coronavirus cases statewide, and here they are. DHS is reporting that now 89 people have died here in Arizona, and there are more than 3,000 cases, 3,018. So we have hit the 3,000 mark here in the state of Arizona. Nearly 1,700 people in Maricopa County are infected, according to DHS, and those numbers are up from yesterday. They're up about 9 deaths from 80 that we had yesterday to now 89, and more than 250 new confirmed cases, up just from yesterday to over 3,000. The new unemployment claim numbers just came out, and 6.6 million more people are now jobless, according to the new report. That means 16.6 million workers have lost their jobs in just the past 3 weeks, which equals roughly 1 in 10 people in the workforce in the United States. Experts think more than 20 million Americans may lose jobs this month. And today, the Senate is voting to add $250 billion to the Paycheck Protection Program. That program gives loans for small businesses to pay workers who have been laid off by the coronavirus. Now, billions of dollars have been requested here, but very little is actually being paid out. Banks are saying that they're worried they'll be on the hook if the loan isn't processed properly or if it turns out to be fraudulent. So now some banks are requiring pre-existing relationships with those businesses to hand out the loans. But Democrats want a quarter of the money set aside for those small businesses that don't have those pre-existing relationships with these particular banks. We do have a sad update to a story that we've been following for you for several years now. A Valley couple of grandparents, they rose to national fame 4 years ago on Thanksgiving when Wanda Dench, who was married to Wanda Dench, he died after he was hospitalized with COVID-19 and pneumonia. Wanda was also battling COVID-19. Even if you don't remember their names, you might remember Wanda's story. Back in 2016, the Mesa grandmother thought that she was inviting her grandson over for Thanksgiving dinner. Instead, she texted that guy, Jamal Hinton. And Jamal has been coming over for Thanksgiving ever since. The whole group has been good friends since that day, and they've kept their Thanksgiving tradition alive. But last night, Jamal posted on Twitter that Lonnie had passed away on Sunday morning. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with Wanda and her family. The bus drivers, they're among those on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic in Arizona. In many cases, they're making sure other essential employees can get to and from work. But at what risk? The I-Team's Bianca Bono spoke with one bus driver who says they're not being protected.
Yeah, guys, bus drivers are essential workers under Governor Ducey's order, but one bus driver is opening up to the 12 News I-Team, saying he's been given no protective equipment and is not getting paid while he's home sick.
Please do something for us.
A desperate plea from a Valley bus driver who wants to remain anonymous. He's scared that despite the many years he's worked as a driver, he'll lose his job for speaking out.
There's doctors on our buses. There's grocery store folks. Take care of us.
Bus drivers are considered essential workers. They keep the cities moving. According to a Phoenix public transportation spokesperson, quote, operators are being provided with hand sanitizers, gloves, and masks as supplies are available. This driver says all he's received is a single pair of gloves.
Why don't we have masks? We need something to protect us. And I'm not saying that we are nurses. I'm not saying that we are doctors. We are important, and we have a right to be protected.
After being exposed to dozens of passengers per shift, he says he's sick and showing symptoms of the highly contagious virus.
You got the dry cough. You got the headache. You got a fever.
The worst case scenario he fears has already become reality in at least one case. Jason Hargrove.
To those who watching, I'm just letting you know, this is real, and y'all need to take this serious.
2 weeks after posting this Facebook Live, the Detroit bus driver died from the coronavirus.
It eats at us every day.
Bob Bean, the union representative for Valley public transportation employees, says there are new protocols made in an effort to protect drivers.
I think we're making great strides. Not as fast as anybody would have really liked to see, but we've got the no fares right now. We've got the rear door entry and exit. plexiglass barriers or sneeze guards are going up.
So far, Bean says 3 Valley drivers have tested positive for COVID-19 as of Wednesday, but drivers fear that number could still go up.
If you need me on this bus to move this city around the way you need me to move it, then treat me with some respect. I'm out here on the front lines.
And we've reached out to all 3 of the private companies who contract public transportation here in the Valley, asking them what the financial security is for bus drivers who were put on quarantine. So far, none of them have answered that question. On Monday, buses will start to limit the amount of passengers on each bus to account for social distancing. We're in Tempe. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
So many layers to this. All right, thanks, Bianca. One bright spot here is we might be breathing cleaner air because so many people are now working from home. All that telecommuting is cutting down on traffic. Analytics company Inrix says that weekday traffic is down more than 30% in the Valley. The company then compared the nitrogen dioxide levels between this March and last March, and it found that the levels this year are down about 10%, which translates to cleaner air and a happier Mother Nature. Another positive note, the stock market is looking up. Now, it's been open now for a couple hours, and you can see the Dow Jones is up about 2% so far today. That's because the central bank is working to provide up to another $2.3 trillion in loans to people and businesses. That's what experts say and believe is the reason for this spike here so far this morning. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the day. Let's take another look at the new totals of coronavirus cases, which have just been released by the Arizona Department of Health Services. The reason that we're here bringing you this breaking news update. DHS is now reporting that 89 people in the state of Arizona have died, and there are now 3,018 confirmed cases, which means we are now up over 3,000 cases here in Arizona. Not a milestone we wanted to get to. Nearly 1,700 of those cases are in Maricopa County. Those numbers are up from yesterday. We're up another 9 deaths from just yesterday alone, and also up about 250 some odd cases from yesterday as well. Let's take a closer look at the numbers here in Maricopa County. Again, there are nearly 1,700 confirmed cases here, the state's largest county, and the county is reporting that there are 39 deaths. So that's more than 300 people being hospitalized in Maricopa County, and more than 100 are in the ICU. And with new information coming out virtually by the minute here, we know it can be really, really hard to keep up. But anytime you want the latest information surrounding the coronavirus and how it's affecting you and other Arizonans, you can get the 12 News app. It is free to download. You can get it on Google Play or on your app store. So thanks for joining us this morning for this latest breaking news update on the coronavirus outbreak in Arizona. We hope you have a great day. Please stay safe.